Welcome to Stuff News. Migrant crisis. Central Europe influx continues apace. A steady flow of migrants is continuing in the Balkans and Central Europe despite attempts to restrict them, as the EU struggles to weather the crisis. More than 6,000 have reportedly so far entered Croatia from Serbia after Hungary closed its border. Meanwhile, 7,266 migrants arrived in Germany on Wednesday, twice the number for the previous day. Many of the migrants are fleeing the war in Syria and other conflicts, and see Germany as their final goal. Hundreds were involved in clashes at the Hungary-Serbia border on Wednesday, trying to breach a razor wire fence. Separately, European Parliament approved plans for the mandatory relocation of 120,000 refugees around the EU. The move comes ahead of a meeting of Interior Ministers next Tuesday to discuss the measures, and correspondents say it will put pressure on the ministers to give their approval. Croatian police said 5,650 migrants had crossed into the country. Many traveled by bus to the Croatian border after Hungary completed the fence along its border with Serbia. Others arrived on foot from the town of Horgoš, scene of Wednesday's clashes during which Hungarian security forces used tear gas and water cannon to stop migrants forcing their way into Hungary. Large numbers have crowded onto a small railway station in the Croatian border town of Tovarnik, where a special train is taking them to the capital Zagreb. At the scene, lights do set. Serbia-Croatia border with Hungary's border firmly shut. More and more people are getting on buses and into taxis and heading towards Croatia. Most are avoiding the official crossing, even though it is open. Instead, they're walking down the dirt farm track which takes them through fields of corn to a waiting line of Croatian border guards. Many people pause at the sight of police vans, but guards wearing baseball caps greet them in English saying, "Don't be afraid." UN and Red Cross officials are also in the fields, reassuring people they're only being driven to waiting buses to take them to the capital Zagreb for some rest and to register. So many are arriving now that a special train service was also started late last night. Most people see Croatia as a transit country, but more barriers still lie ahead. Slovenia's Prime Minister has announced he's tightening all his borders until there's a common European solution to this crisis. So far, there's no sign of that. Croatian Interior Minister Ranko Ostojic told Croatian TV on Wednesday that the police were currently in control of the situation, but if migrants continued to arrive in large numbers, the authorities would have to think about taking a different approach. On Thursday, Health Minister Siniša Varga said Croatia was expecting an estimated 20,000 migrants in 2 weeks. On Wednesday, officials said Croatia would allow migrants to travel to northern Europe. But officials in Slovenia, which borders Croatia to the north, have promised to tighten border security and say they will not create a corridor to allow migrants to pass into Austria. Slovenia, like Hungary, is an entry point to the borderless European Schengen zone, which normally allows people to travel between member countries without restrictions. In other developments, Germany extends border controls currently in place with Austria to the Czech Republic. Authorities in Paris, France, are evacuating more than 500 migrants from tent camps and sending them to special migrant housing centers. The Associated Press reports Bulgaria is sending extra troops to its border with Turkey in case of a further influx of refugees. Its defense minister says Austrian railways say services to and from Hungary, suspended on September 10, will resume on Thursday. Human shields on Wednesday. There were chaotic scenes near Horgoš, with fires burning and police vehicles and ambulances arriving on the Serbian side of the border, across from massed ranks of riot police on the other side. Some migrants threw missiles, including stones and water bottles. The firing of tear gas and water cannon created a stampede of migrants away from the border. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon said the police tactics were unacceptable. Hungary closed its entire border with Serbia on Tuesday after making it illegal to enter the country or damage the border fence. The country's courts have started fast-track trials of arrested migrants,